Cup quarter-final, number 4, straight out of Africa. South Africa dominated this fixture of late, winning 18 of the last 19 meetings over the last 5 years of competition. They have been dominant, haven't they, South Africa, not just here in Dubai, but in recent tournaments as well. Looking for a 4th event title on the spin. It would be their first time in their history, joining only New Zealand and Fiji to do that before. More recently, in the 3 wins in 2021 series, those victories have been by 26 points or more. So all to do here for Kenya, Rob Bickenham.
All to do here, but the South Africans know if there's going to be one nation led by one man, Alvin Otieno, that's going to be a difficult prospect for day 2 of action. In the second week here in Dubai, it would be Kenya. You know full well when you play them, they're going to go full throttle from the start, but they also will have a plan to counter that. This South African team at the moment, white hot in form.
Well, a different sevens planet at the moment. This man has been performing very well as well. Then breaks bit, 23rd match on the series. Got the final last week. Communicates exceptionally well with the players. South Africa, the team to beat them. Won 8 of the 9 quarter-finals between these two nations. Yeah, go to Wellington 2012-2013 season to find that rare victory from Kenya. But this is sport. This is Dubai. Who will join Australia, Argentina and France in the Cup semi-finals here in Dubai, Volume 2.
No advantage from a knock-on.
Early knock-on from South Africa.
Well, Kenya are going to have to take their chances with very rare errors coming from South Africa. What I like about this style of play, these two teams against each other, it's one of those David and Goliath moments, isn't it? For those people watching that perhaps aren't the biggest, the Kenyans will dominate physically, but just watch the relentless pursuit of this South African team. They hit very hard.
Keep the ball, isn't it? And don't give them any sort of chance to turn the ball over at all. Victorious. So is Hsbc, the captain, streaking down that left-hand side. Stops sensibly, of course. His men on the right-hand side. One long pass. Ipi Fissa. Davids. Zane Davids. Try number 1 for last week's champion.
Point proven for this plan. You have to box clever against super heavyweights. And this is so smart from Pretorius. Targets the ball. Odhiambo locked up. But as soon as it's loose, that's the transition. One play left, swing the ball right. This South African team, right across their whole front line, are deadly.
Oh, we spoke about it yesterday, didn't we? You and I. This ruthless efficiency in which they had. There it is, turnover, go wide to the left. Hsbc knows he won't get around, he stops, bring it to the right, bang as a try. It looks so simple.
The slight variant on this, though, they're trying to target it whilst the ball is in the air. Don't make it a contest on the floor. Definite tactic from South Africa. Be interested to see how many times they do try and rip the ball out from these huge Kenyans.
Got the ball back to South Africa. So in doubts. So is Hsbc. This time he backs himself. On rolling, spinning.
Time off.
We're going to have a look. He thinks he's got it. I think momentum is with him.
Okay, coming to you, Leish. Try yes or no, please.
I'm all in from watching the body language of the player.
Ben, check in for grounding.
If he hasn't scored that, it's a great acting job. It's when the arm bounces, that's when it can be difficult, because the elbow hits the floor with some force. He keeps hold of it. Odhiambo tries to roll his feet towards the touchline, but then it's about that release of the ball. Has he rolled it? He's got it down brilliantly. That's a fantastic put down. The phraseology is about separation of the ball. He's in control of it there.
Indeed he is. Well, for us up here, that's try.
Have to shout loud and see
Ben,
the
when you're on
TMO can hear
screen,
us.
you may award the try.
Thanks, time back on.
Yeah, they're in the next box here. Hsbc. Last time he pulled back, didn't he? This time. And that's all about creating that opportunity, isn't it? Last time, as I say, he pulled back. This time he goes for it.
Yeah, massive fan of this guy. Honestly, with or without the ball, Hsbc is about as talismanic as a leader as you want in a game of sevens. He puts his face where it hurts, and he absolutely flies around the outside of people as well.
Unsuccessful with a conversion. Remember one of his first tournaments in London, in the United Kingdom. Talking to Bob Skinstad about him, said this is a man to watch, and now captain of this imperious seven side. Kenya have to respond, and have to respond quickly.
They just need the ball. They've had it for about 3 passes so far.
Kumwa does get possession. Contrasting styles here. Olindi, a couple of nice tries yesterday. Tried to go on the short side, Mwale. Olindi, good of passes to Mundi. Wide on that right-hand side. Look at that oppressive
new advantage,
green wall from South Africa, but advantage being played to Kenya here. Got the sweeper in.
Advantage over.
Hsbc. Advantage over us. Hsbc makes the tackle on Kenya's 22. Again, route 1. Route 0.5, in fact, from Kenya. Good width here. They're just not finding a way through. Finally, they get themselves out of the 22, but Hsbc is there again. Olindi bobbling around. Davids with a tackle. Good patience here from Kenya. Really is. Lungs are burning in this passage of play. Industriously, they're working their way upfield now. Up to halfway. New advantage.
High tackle.
I understand that there are advantages for each of these penalties that have been given, and the Kenyans have taken them, but that's 3 consecutive penalties moving down the pitch that South Africa have given that haven't been penalised by the referee blowing the whistle. And at some point, Kenya need to realise that that has to be a conversation you have with the referee, saying, yes, I understand we're taking our advantage, but they're still giving away these penalties. And it plays into the plan of South Africa. They are not competing at the breakdown. They're letting Kenya play their wits, and it's a masterclass, but they're getting away with these penalties without conversation with the referee.
So that's a check from Jeff Willich to say to the referee.
Has to be.
3 penalties now.
Has to be.
So is their hand moving towards the pocket. Odhiambo. Look at Odhiambo. Smashing his way to that South African line. Olindi. Mwale. Mwale just slipping momentarily. Best passage of play for Kenya here in the Cup quarter-final in Dubai. Said they had to score, had to get something, because it's been all the champions so far, and they will get something. Maruma. Great score, and didn't they work hard for it?
Well, they had to. Let's go all the way back to where that started, in the 22. Building that phase, moving up the pitch, and then these inroads you need to keep the ball. Selwyn tries to make the hit, ends up as a bit of a roadblock. JC Pretorius throwing his weight in to try and stop Odhiambo. But the finish by Marube, as he is flying around, spinning, disorientated, still gets that hand free and controls the ball well enough to put it over.
Conversion good, 2 points added, 3-point game here in the 4th quarter final. It's what the neutral wanted to see. Dying embers of this first half. Pretorius is just hanging out his teammate to dry here in the desert sun. So South Africa, isn't it? Responding to 2-1. Hsbc. Well played, Kenya. Well played, Oluch. Kenya's captain. Pretorius. Can't let him go. been so dangerous here. Dupria, step from Dupria. There's another step. Ball is there, great strength.
Use it.
Referee says use it, they're lining up outside. Pretorius, well, his greatest decision this weekend.
On the 5, please.
Give the benefit of the doubt that he knew advantage was coming. Ronald Brown, more points for him, more points for South Africa just before half-time.
Well, he could well be hitting 100 points by the end of this tournament, which is pretty incredible for this series so far. That's a lovely step from Davids, gets in behind, and that's all they want to do, because they fly through flooded support lines, and check out the footwork. I mean, there's nothing Hummer can do with that type of movement in front of him. He's so dynamic, low to the ground, and over the white line.
Conversion is good from Ranga Priya. And that is our half-time score. The reigning champions, 17-7 over Kenya. Great start from South Africa, wasn't it? Kenya coming back, and they certainly had to. Just feel that Hsbc at the moment have that ability to put their foot on a pedal at will.
There is will to it. There's also a significant amount of determination, because this coach in the middle has created quite a system. Meticulous in his planning and outstanding in his delivery.
Yeah, you can sense, can't you? That culture is very, very strong in South Africa. 17-7 then. At half-time, Neil Powell, cool, calm customer, was as a player, was as a coach, gets those messages across. Aiming for the 22nd win on the spin, South Africa.
Okay, time on, please.
Just 10 points the difference. South Africa will get the second half underway. Davids, Kenya, early advantage. Went deep that time, South Africa. Knowing that the way that Kenya play will have to doggedly work their way up from the 22 as they did for their previous try.
Well, the plan at half-time was to start the second with intent, and that was certainly intent from JC Pretorius. Luckily, he's made of concrete, because that would have shattered most other people. He's really putting it in. The thing you've got to do against Kenya, as every team knows, is battle hard and hit them low and stop their momentum. It's just quite difficult to do at times.
Kumwa takes the line out for Kenya. They've got possession, importantly. Just got to keep it away from South Africa. Good work from Anyaso as Rafi goes in, rolling away. Two Kenyans on the floor, though, only one South African, Suezwapi.
No, get back.
With a challenge on Uluch. Anya. halfway line for Kenya.
Nah.
Odhiambo. Direct, physical, powerful, as ever. Good patience here from Kenya. Said it in the first half. Got to have all that patience against South Africa.
Release, leave!
Hsbc told to get his hands out of the cookie jar. Odhiambo. Totem pole for Kenyan rugby. And they go quickly. Brown inside. Those feet again. Those sparkly feet from Ronald Brown. Pops it inside. Grobbelaar. So South Africa win the penalty at the breakdown, and within a moment, they're another 5 points up.
Talk about the breakdown, 3 preceding this, they did not compete. This one, Hsbc centres it in the shot, gets the arms free, get over the top of it. That's all they want, and then it's that tempo change. Check out this line. Brown knows exactly where he's going, he knows where the space is, floats it on the inside, and Grobbelaar just about gets to the line. And again, this South African team pleasing their crowd and Rugby 7's viewers the world over.
Brilliant work from South Africa, easing their way into another semi-final.
And that 26-point marker that you mentioned at the start of this, Johnny, looking very ominous now. The Kenyans need to just try and control it if they can, but it comes down to these brilliant decisions from South Africa, when to compete, when to leave it, and challenge the skill set of the Kenyans.
Taco! Leave it! Ruck. Ruck first.
Got the penalty anyway. Tieno. Two of them to bring him down. Whoop, where's this one bubbling around? Straight into the hands of Sean Williams. Out of canter now, South Africa.
South Africans came into this with an 85% strike rate of scoring when they get to the opponent's 22. This is for reasons why. Halfway line, keeps that ball alive in the air. Didn't hit the floor, so there is no yellow card unlike some other ones. Gives thanks to those above him. And the crowd, South African sport, flying high.
They march on. Make that their 50th try on the series this year. South Africa. Only 2 wins from last 10 games in the series now for Kenya. If it remains like this one at 30, Warrington got a rugby miracle.
Taco!
Will be the victory for South Africa in another semi-final, but not before Kenya and Humwa
Leave
take
it!
play to their 22.
Agree, thank you.
Tieno got that ball importantly away.
Six
Now
offside,
penalty
wait,
to
no,
Kenya.
No, not there.
And again,
Six
these
offside.
penalties just benefiting South Africa. Each one of them now behind the ball, 10 metres behind they may be. The Kenyans going for a scrum, but you've got to commend the South Africans. They're back behind their ball within seconds and give a penalty away to buy them a little bit more time and effort. That is one marauding run, isn't it? Gets the shoulder down. Humwa keeps the ball alive on the inside. Davies comes in with a shot.
Bind!
My word,
Break,
that's a
boys,
contest.
break. One command, one action, let's get it right.
31
Take our
points
time to get it right.
to 7.
Crouch!
Been industrious. They've certainly
Bind!
not laid down Kenya. We know that about them. Been that way for many a year now on this Hsbc World Rugby 7 series. So much heart, so much ability as well. So much physicality, but this South African team is on a different level. Well, Kenya will finish with a little mini flourish here. Masi. Olinde wants to take the two as well, he does.
Well, it's at least improved the average score against them with the South African fixture, but this is what we can see from Kenya when they're smart, keep that ball alive, play the ball themselves, didn't have that competition. South Africa, unfamiliar territory, letting that breakdown be dominated by the Kenyans. Still hope potentially for a more respectable scoreline.
Time for one last play then.
Forward from green.
There's the gun.
Hold it on. There. You know the marks of the breakdown, lads, not from me. Hold it on. Scrum.
They'll take another scrum here, Kenya. They're not finishing the
Scrum.
cup quarter-final. They want a couple of more minutes of action. Olinde has to run in from the far side.
Just work hard for stability, okay? Crouch! Bind! Set!
19th win in the last 20 meetings between these two now. For South Africa on course for a 4th event title and a double in Dubai. And Kenya, 2 late scores from them, and it's the skipper, Jeff Oluch. Rounds things off here. Here in the cup quarter-final.
Oluch is always going to be judged by his actions, and that's usually involving running through, round or over people. He's finished with a lot of pride, and the Kenyan fans, who are very vocal for their support of their team, will get to celebrate a rare feat, scoring 3 tries against South Africa. Don't think many teams this year have done that, if any. So it can be done, but that's a South African story from this quarter-final.
Yeah, that is another semi-final for South Africa. 9th cup quarter-final win in a row, going all the way back to London 2019. Final score in the 4th cup quarter-final, South Africa 31, Kenya 9-10. Let's hear from Frankie Dupree now. Pitch side with Dallas Stamford.
Branko, congrats on the march. It continues the winning form. Tell us what was key in that victory against Kenya.
Yeah, I think we said to ourselves we want to have a good start against them, and we know they're physical boys. So we just tried to keep the ball away from them and ran on them and let them defend.
Can you talk about the conveyor belt? There's youngsters keep coming. You're one of the old war horses in the team, still going strong.
Yeah, definitely. I think the young guys are bringing so much energy to the squad, and I must credit them. They step up